media intelligence in the USA versus Mohammed Mohammed era.
Good morning.
Hi, Council. I have 3 deaths to write.
State your name for the record, please.
My name is Mary Rose Lenore Eng. That's E-N-G. I'd like to recognize 3 deaths before I begin with this proceeding. Number 1, the murder and death, rape, and mutilation of Jamie Larson outside PSU. I'd like to recognize the death of Public Defender Nancy Bergeson, and I would like to recognize the death of Aaron Swartz, information activist who I spoke about last November in the informational on technology. I'm handing you some filings from the incredible office of Sadie and Wax. They were operating in the office of Nancy Bergeson, who was murdered in the cold case. I'm very concerned about the rule of law in America. We're working with USAID across the world to inspire transparency in judicial fairness and a fair trial across the world. And so as I watched day by day the trial turn into a mockery and a travesty of justice in the case of Mohammed Mohammed, I felt that it was my duty to report back to you upon what I witnessed. There is so much to say on this. I want to let you know that I'm available. I will meet with any of you personally. I could possibly brief you for about 2 hours on my just initial observations. The issue of gender equity I thought was extremely important to bring up in light of the fact that there were no women involved in the entrapment of Mohammed. There were also no African Americans involved in the entrapment of Mohammed. One way to look at this, beyond the obvious fair trial aspects of Gar King speedlining the jury, throwing out evidence, throwing out witnesses, being rude to Stephen Sadie and Stephen Wax and Lisa Hay, beyond that, why don't we pull back and rewind? Say you're a refugee fleeing war-torn Somalia. Your parents are fleeing murder. You're fleeing all kinds of things we possibly didn't live with in the same extreme war-torn context. And they come to America. Where were we then? When Mohammed was 4 years old, where were we in terms of refugee resources, outreach, adjustment, possibly counseling? Okay, then let's fast forward up to when the FBI got involved. Mohammed's incredibly loving and kind father is calling the FBI saying, I'm worried my son may go back to Somalia and get killed. What did the FBI do? Instead of sitting down and talking with the parents, getting lawyers, getting counseling, getting intervention, the FBI provided a stalking and harassment by an agent provocateur, Bill Smith, who sent messages encouraging violence on American soil, which is absolutely unpatriotic and un-American from the FBI. I want a price tag. I wanted to get women involved with the FBI. The Islamophobia has to end. We have to pay attention to what's going on in New York City as well, with the restraining orders put on FBI. We need to let the Islamic community know how to get restraining orders when they're being stalked by FBI agents who are attacking their juvenile sons. The juvenile process. Yes, Mr. Hales, I've got a lot to talk with you about. Can we schedule an appointment?
You need to wrap up.
Can we schedule an appointment?
Talk to my staff about scheduling an appointment because the council's got a lot on its calendar this morning. So.
I'd like to read into the record 751574, the prisoner number of Mohammed Mohammed, and advise you to pay attention to the upcoming appeals.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next item.
Item 101, request of Richard